Gifty will be back in 12 minutes for the rest of the news. But for now, time for the sport. And you may have heard the clamoring from Asante Kotoko faithful for punishment or even for the decision by referee Ref.Sukah where he gave a penalty to Heart of Oak in the Super Clash a couple of weeks ago to be struck out. However, Heart of Oak fans have felt that the decision stood. So it was left to the Ghana Football Association's match review panel to give a decision. And they ruled in favor of the ref. They said that the penalty he gave in the latter stages of the game was legal. If you check the videos, which we'll show you momentarily, you'll see why they did so. And the reactions have been coming in thick and fast. Some have even dared to say that the footage that the GFA's cameraman or the camera team of the Ghana Football Association put forward as evidence to exonerate referee Ref.Sukah was edited. Isaac Opeele Boateng, who normally speaks on these controversial issues, has given his 2 cents on the matter.
Yeah, I think that Ref.Sukah must be commended because he's done a good job. House of Oak Kotoko games are crucial, and for him to have taken that important decision at that very seminal moment, that was around the 80th minute or 82nd minute, it means that he's a bold coach and he must be made even the coach of the season. His decision was perfect, the cameras have shown, and to me I think the FA will have to commend him and make him the referee of the season. Look at how the fans, Kotoko fans and the rest were all agitated, going on social media, going on air to accuse people like Nana Ajman-Bidu, the chief of Doma, that he is part of the conspiracy theory for Sukah to come and rob Kotoko. But it has turned out to be untrue, and so Sukah must be commended. To me, he is the referee of the season because we've seen referees ignoring such important decisions when it is games between Kotoko and Haas or strong games, and for him to have taken that bold decision, I think that he must be commended. Who knows, next time the decision will go in favor of Kotoko. So if he's done the right thing, we have to commend him.
Do you suggest that Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans as well as their management and players come out to apologize because they victimized this coach?
Yeah, that's right. The fans will have to apologize. I've seen 1 or 2 of them going on social media to apologize. They have to apologize to Ref.Sukah, and that will show that they are objective, they are good sportsmen, and also they are men, you know. So they will have to apologize to the referee, and the player in question, Ahmed Adams, should also apologize because he went on giving about very bad, distasteful, insipid commentaries to radio stations that the referee should go back to learn something about refereeing. He nearly slapped him and all those kind of, to me, they were rubbish. They were not important. So to me, I think Ahmed Adams, who has future in Ghana football, who can play for the Blasters, should not allow himself to be involved in this controversy. You have to apologize to the referee. It was a clear penalty. To me, the video was not doctored. It's clear, and they will have to apologize.
Bad, disgraceful, insipid. Very interesting adjectives there from Isaac Opeele Boateng on what he feels were some of the reactions from Asante Kotoko. Let's hear from the official mouthpiece of the club. The editor of Asante Kotoko Express is Jerome Otri. Many thanks for your time, Jerome.
Thank you for the opportunity, Gary.
You heard Opeele Boateng, your take. He says that Kotoko as a club must apologize to Ref.Sukah.
Well, there's no apology to render here because no offense has been committed. I do not get Opeele's point if he says we should render an apology. What was the offense of Kotoko for which we must say sorry or we must apologize? I do not find it, or I do not see it.
He said that the comments made by sections of the club, especially the national circles and some officials of the club on various platforms, radio stations and so on around the country, did not augur well and dragged his name into the mud.
No, but exactly what did the fans say? If you ask me, it was nothing apart from a disagreement of what they thought was wrong. I mean, the fans only expressed a disagreement with the referee's decision, and I do not know why supporters of a club who feel aggrieved over a decision should apologize for the expression of their disagreement. if it's about the words that they used, I mean, that was their opinion. I didn't find anything insulting, or I don't find anything insulting with a fan of Kotoko saying that a referee's decision was poor, or let's say was disgraceful, or was bad. I mean, that is the fan's opinion. That is why...
Did the official mouthpiece, did your newspaper have a contrary view to what Ref.Sukah gave in this editorials after the game?
Exactly, but the position of the newspaper captured the feelings of the fans. I mean, the position of the newspaper wasn't different from what officials of the club expressed. If it was that officials of the club and the supporters, for example, said something different from what the paper put out, then maybe you would say that the paper took a position different from what the club wanted to put out there. From what I know and from what I saw, we only reflected the mood, or let me say, the position of the people who follow the club. And I do not see anything wrong with what we did. I mean, some of us still disagree with what the review panel has done. I have heard commentaries today to the effect that even the video that they claim shows that Ahmed Adams indeed handled the ball. That video is not authentic. I do not want to go into that, but I'm saying that people have their views on what has happened, and I do not think that it is fair for us to hold people responsible for what they think, especially what they are thinking isn't anything bad or isn't anything that frowns.
Okay, Jerome, I think you've made your point, but quick one. If we find out, if we go back into the archives in the past week or 10 days, and we find that some of the utterances of the Kotoko players, Kotoko officials, or certain portions of the Kotoko editorials after the event were distasteful or dragged the name of the ref in the mud, do you think an apology will be forthcoming, should be forthcoming?
Gary, an apology would be appropriate if indeed something wrong was done. But I'm saying that if the paper felt that the decision of the referee was poor and described it as such, I do not see anything distasteful about that.
Fine, Jerome. What the bigger lesson in this is that probably officials, like, in the Premier League, there's very heavy sanctions on club officials, players, and others who have an official capacity who speak ill of referees before match review panels make their decision. What do you think is the bigger lesson for Ghanaian football, that we should wait for these decisions to be taken before at least we go out on air, on social media, and so on and so forth? What do you think?
I agree with you if you say that officials of clubs should exercise restraint when they are commenting on the decisions of referees after the match. I mean, after matches. Yeah. But I completely disagree when it comes to, spectators, because there's no way we can control what they say. For club officials, maybe some amount of patience would have to be exercised. But even that, it is important we also look at the standard of officiating in the league. I do not think that we have the best. And I also even disagree with the position of the panel. I mean, they are not, in my opinion, they are not telling us the truth. Ref.Sukah got it wrong, and we should be bold enough to accept that he got it wrong. There are videos which clearly show that the ball hit the player's back and not his hand. I mean, they are forcing us to accept their video. What about the other videos that clearly shows something different? Okay,
Jerome, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Jerome Oche is the editor of the Kotoko Express. He's made his point, and he's forcefully putting forth his opinions that the match review panel was wrong. But, well, that's the beauty of democracy, isn't it? It's representative. We put power in the hands of certain people. They take decisions on our behalf, and then we have to accept it. Your views are highly sought on this matter, which will not go away even as the season chugs on in the Ghana Premier League. Here, hit us on Facebook, on Twitter, and also via our WhatsApp number. That's the sport for now. I'm Gary Al Smith. I'll be back at 6 p.m. for the football show.